Welcome to Scott on Security. I'm Scott Beck, CEO of Beck Tech, and also co-star of the Amazon Prime documentary Cybercrime. And today, going to be talking about something that could make you sick in more than one way. So listen, let me start off first. As you may or may not know, I'm an ex-radio guy. I actually did some reporting, had to actually write stories and investigate and do that kind of stuff. And back in those days, you know, kind of like our parents, I had to go uphill both ways through the snow. But back in those days, we were gathering information, reporting facts and figures, not opinions, not guesses. You know, we were trying to report actual facts. And it was up to the listeners to then make their own informed decisions. Fast forward to today, and our media outlets are now trying to keep us entertained. Their job now is not to educate us or to present facts, but to keep us hooked and online and watching so that they can sell advertising. Bottom line, they're trying to sell advertising, and the more viewers they have, the more readers they have, the more visitors to their websites they can get, the more revenue they can generate. So there used to be an old saying, if it bleeds, it leads. Now, it's kind of crass, I get it. But basically, if you got a bad news story, you put that at the top of your newscast to hook people, to get them in. Well, guess what the big hook right now is? Any guesses? Right, coronavirus. Now, I was watching a presentation of Johns Hopkins Hospital from one of the leading infectious diseases experts, and he was talking about the coronavirus. It's actually been around for quite some time. This is the fifth variation of the virus, and I'm just going to get up on my soapbox just for a second and say that the media is pounding the drums really hard to keep you there so they can sell the advertising, and may not I'm not going to say, forget may not, are not necessarily presenting facts. They're sensationalizing what's going on. Now, I'm not saying it's not bad. I mean, the guy from Johns Hopkins, the infectious diseases, the CDC, the World Health Organization, all say pandemic. But they're also saying that in most cases, it's fairly mild and passes pretty quick. It's the flu. There's always a variation of the flu every year. So I'm going to say, make sure before you get caught up in any of the panic frenzy, go read up yourself at the World Health Organization, the CDC, which is the American government site for infectious diseases, Canada Health. He's also got a site talking about the coronavirus and some tips, you know, from washing your hands to covering your mouth when you cough, all those kind of things. They also happen to mention, incidentally, putting on a mask and try to prevent the disease isn't helpful. Putting on a mask if you've got a cough is good to help try to stop spreading it. Okay, so I'm going to get off my soapbox. That's my learning from my experience of media, my disgust and disappointment in today's media, and the fact that for a lot of folks, they're seeing stuff that's being posted on Facebook or elsewhere online and taking that as gospel and not actually going to sources of information of people that are informed on this. Okay, so, Scott, what does this got to do with security? I'm getting to it. Just like fake news, it didn't take the bad guys long to start trying to cash in on coronavirus. And what do I mean by this? There has been a slew of fake websites, fake emails, phishing emails, using the public's panic and worry to lure them in, fish them in, throw out that cast, and get them in. Now, they're either looking to try to send you to websites that contain viruses. Very easy for you to land on a site that's got compromised data on it, and it tries to send over. Matter of fact, I remember Sophos, one of the security companies, did a study on it one time. It took like 0.5 seconds. You land on one of these infected websites, and 0.5 seconds later, it's already installed a cookie on your computer. It's installing the bad information. So make sure if you see a site that's going to talk about coronavirus, that it's going to a legitimate news source. All right, I'm going to use that term loosely. We just talked about media. But at least to a legitimate news source or a legitimate health organization, the World Health Organization, the Canadian Public Health or Canadian Health Canada, the CDC in the States, those kind of sites. If you get an email saying that they're raising funds for the victims in China or the victims in Italy or victims anywheres. Again, don't be giving out your money. Don't be clicking these links. If you want to donate to a cause, that's great. I would support that. But I would say make sure that you're giving it to an actual organization that's built up public trust. Don't just be getting an email going, oh yeah, this makes sense. I'll click on this and let's just go donate money. Chances are you're going to be giving it to the bad guys. And it's really sad that they pick up on human nature. You know, they pick up on the fact that our human nature is, oh my goodness, this sounds terrible. The media is banging away at it, creating this frenzy. I mean, the fact, toilet paper? Really? We're out of toilet paper almost North America wide. They're having a hard time keeping in stock. You know, let's face it, if it really was a zombie apocalypse, we'd have a whole lot of people dying at home with tons of toilet paper and no food. I mean, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but mine is not to reason. Mine is just to go, okay, sure, and to pass on the information. Let's keep your money in your pockets. Let's try to make sure that we're getting real information about a very real problem. And as I said, there's no doubt. I mean, the terms being used is pandemic. This stuff is spreading and spreading quick. But it's not necessarily as devastating as the media would have you think it is. When you go take a look at the actual websites of people that deal with this. That's what their job is. And my job is to make sure that you're protected against catching an online virus through bad actors, through hackers, trying to con you into these websites, trying to get you to click links. So once again, follow the REST principle. If it's requesting personal information, that should be a warning sign. If it's trying to use emotion, oh my goodness, check this out, it's new news about coronavirus. They're trying to use that emotion against you. Look for spelling and grammar errors and think before you click. REST, respond to a request for information. E, trying to get you emotional. S, spelling and grammar. And then we've got our T for think before you click. See where that link is really taking you to. So let's use proper real-world protections against the spread of the real-world coronavirus and the flu. And then let's take proper precautions online against viruses that are being generated under the name of coronavirus. And let's try to keep that money, again, in your pockets and to keep your computers safe. And thanks a lot for listening to me get up on my soap stand and kind of have a little bit of a rant around the media and the sensationalism that they've been doing around this very real problem. And stay safe out there, okay? Talk to you soon.